This is Frank Islam, Chairman and CEO of FI Investment Group and your host of Washington Calling, where we interview leading voices from business, from politics that impact you, the viewer. Today, we are fortunate to have a distinguished guest, and his name is Asif Rameez Daudi. And Asif is a graduate of Ali-Garh Muslim University. So both of us have a shared history and shared heritage. And thank you, Tarun, for bringing us together. He's currently serving as an English lecturer at King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So thank you, Asif, for coming to our show, and thank you for all you're doing to make a difference in people's lives. So tell us a little bit about who you are to our audience, and what made you to go to Saudi Arabia?
Well, thanks, Dr. Frank Islam and Society for Policy Studies for having me here. It's indeed an honor, and greetings to your global viewers. Now, to tell you about myself, I am from a village called Jalkora in Khagaria, Bihar, which is known for its educational excellence. And I lost my father when I was around 10 years old. One of my brothers, whose name is Osama Daudi, he was also studying there in Ali-Garh Muslim University. He was like a father figure for me, but unfortunately, I lost him as well. He passed away in a road accident. When I remember about him, like it was, the life was struggles actually. Somehow, I managed to complete my early schooling from Jamia Millia Islamia and did my matriculation from Bihar Board, and finally went back to Ali-Garh Muslim University and completed my education from there. My mother, I just want to take this opportunity to salute my mother's courage and her quest for education. It's because of her I am what I am today.
Very well said. So you owe a sense of gratitude, not only your parents, but especially to your mother, who has given so much to you.
She has given so much to me. And when I think about the sacrifices, I mean, she has made for me and for her children is like amazing. I just can't express that in words.
And I fondly remember my own mother, who passed away in 1990, and she sacrificed in a struggle. But the gift that she gave to all of us is education, which is the gift that keeps on giving, which empowers the mind and uplifts the soul. Let me change the gear and ask
You will be
you.
surprised to know that my mother has never been to any school,
Right.
but she loved educating her kids,
Correct.
her children, and she taught me what is the value and importance of education in one's life. And the same thing is like the role of Ali-Garh Muslim University in our life.
Very well said. As you know, we have just elected as our vice president a person of color whose mother was born in India.
Yes.
And we have a record of Indian Americans serving in the Biden administration. How do you view these developments, the political engagement of Indians in the United States when it comes to Saudi Arabia?
It's not only about Saudi Arabia, but I'm from India.
Right.
And the rise of any Indian or a person with an Indian origin on a global platform is a matter of delight for every Indian.
Very well
As
said.
far as the rise of an Indian American to the White House is concerned, well, is the huge Indian American community, the Indian communities around the world. It has inflated the hearts of Indians with the feelings of pride. And Kamala Harris, with her roots in India, rising up to the second most important person in America, is a glorious moment for every Indian. Besides, the inclusion of more than 20 Indian Americans in Biden's administration to the key position is a clear manifestation of trust and confidence on the Indian Americans.
Very well said. And India can learn the lesson because America has given the letters of opportunities to succeed for all these people. And in addition to that, their inclusiveness and openness, what those the qualities and of America, all of us can proudly and truly embrace. And that does not exist currently in Indian government. And they do not have a single Muslim or minorities that I know of in the cabinet. So that's very concerning, alarming in India. They need to figure out how to learn the lessons from the United States and do what's necessary to bring the people together. Let me,
Yeah, it's a lesson.
as I understand earlier, most of the Indians working in Saudi Arabia were largely blue collar workers. Now we see more technical professionals like yourself working in the kingdom. How do you read these changes? And are Indians contributing to kingdom's economy and creating a next generation of Saudis?
Thank you very much for this question. I take it as a very positive change indeed. I can give you my own example. I've been living in this region for more than 2 decades. So this change is not new. It's like it takes us back to decades. So whether it's blue collar workers or white collar workers, Saudi Arabia has always trusted and preferred Indian workers for different jobs. Likewise, the Indian workers have also mutually preferred Saudi Arabia as their professional destination. And now, in this scenario, with the demands for more Indian technical expertise, is quite obvious, it's well understood, and this demand is actually, it shows the trust and confidence of the local government on the Indian workers.
Very well said.
And in addition to that, sir, India has been successfully producing highly skilled, qualified, educated professionals for different jobs. Therefore, for the emerging demands of Indian technical expertise is actually a very positive thing.
Very well said. And talk about what you just said, that the India produces a lot of skills and ability and experience and expertise that Saudis can use it. And India has a responsibility to ensure that they can extend their hand, their hope, and their help to the people who made it happen and also who are socially and economically disadvantaged. If they succeed, India succeeds, and the world succeeds. That's something that all of us can learn from the lessons of the United States and from the Saudi Arabia as well. And you mentioned about the relationship. You did not quite say that, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the relationship between India and the United States and Saudi Arabia. Obviously, is this relationship just based on oil, or do you see diversifying in many other areas? And I'd like you to shed some bright lights on economy, and also investment, commerce, and culture between the Saudi Arabia and India.
Well, that's a very good question once again. To start with, India and Saudi Arabia have developed a very strong relations over the period of time. It's based on the mutual cooperation. It's based on trust, trade, business, etc. And it's scaling newer heights day after day. Now, the relation between these two countries are growing everywhere in different sectors, in different fields, whether that's in energy, health, or you talk about education, or defense, or any field. These two countries have a very stronger ties together, and they are going towards the diversified relation in the future. I can give you
So,
some examples of
yeah, give
these
us some example of the growing
that.
relationship between the two countries.
Okay, I'll start with the Saudi Arabia first. For example, the Hajj quota for Indian Hajis have it's been substantially increased by Saudi government. That's number one. Then Saudi Arabia conferred the most honored civilian award to PM Modi during his visit to Saudi Arabia. Not only that, Sushma Swaraj was invited as the guest of honor in one of the most prestigious national festival of Saudi Arabia, known as Janadariya Festival.
Wow.
And India, on the other hand, is rapidly moving towards its vision of 5 trillion economy with its flagship initiatives of Make in India, Startup India, Smart Cities, and Digital India. And Indian government is also keenly interested in attracting foreign investments in India. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia Vision 2030, that program is the most ambitious and achievable vision with the strong determination of its leadership to become a global investment powerhouse and to have a completely diversified future.
Very well said.
In
So
the
the
present
relationship,
scenario,
so the relationship is based on shared interest.
shared interest, it's not only based on oil, it's beyond
Yeah.
that.
Let's talk a little bit about the economic disruption set up by the pandemic affected the Indian expats in Saudi Arabia and the rest of the Gulf. What steps the kingdom has taken to guard against the falling into recession? And do you believe the economy will rebound when the pandemic is over? And is Saudi Arabia prepared for that?
I strongly believe that economy will rebound after the pandemic ends.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, the pandemic has led to the economic disruption all across the globe.
Yes.
This has also affected Indian expatriates in the Gulf
Yes.
and to some extent in Saudi Arabia as well. Despite the fact that COVID-19 has been so disastrous, leading to lockdowns, social distancing, shutting down companies and damaging the aviation and hotel industries badly.
Yes.
The Indian expatriates in Saudi Arabia have not faced its severe consequences.
That's a,
The
that's a
kingdom still has a huge number of Indians working here, and I think the number is more likely to increase after this pandemic ends.
that's a wonderful. How many Indians working in Saudi Arabia and live there? Some of them have been there for many generations.
Some of them have been here for many generations. Yes, that's right. I presently there are around 3 million Indians working here,
My goodness, that's a fairly large.
somewhere between 2.5 to 3 million, and that's considered to be the largest expatriate community here in the kingdom. And they
Okay.
are so law-abiding, disciplined, and they are preferred by most of the other expatriates as well as the local government.
So tell us a little bit about the kingdom's strategy to fight the COVID-19. As I understand, they have been very successful. If so, what are their secrets? As I understand, the Saudi Arabia and the WHO, which is the organization from United Nations, are working together to fight against the COVID-19. And they're also, as I understand, given close to about $19 billion as a sort of what we call a stimulus package in the United States to help fight against the COVID-19. Can you shed some light on it?
I would love to share more on this, because right from March 2020 until today, I have seen and experienced the positive impacts of the kingdom's best strategies to fight COVID-19 personally. Okay, my family is here. I didn't travel anywhere, and I can share my experiences. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate and salute the kingdom's leadership for managing it so well. And there are many reasons why WHO and the entire world have recognized and appreciated the kingdom's strategy to fight COVID-19. You rightly said in your question that Saudi Arabia contributed a huge amount of money to WHO. That was the first thing one can contribute for the mankind, especially during this pandemic. Number two, Saudi Arabia has timely recognized the gravity of COVID-19. It issued timely guidelines which were sincerely followed by its citizens, including the expatriates. And needless to mention that the citizens here, the expatriates here, they are so law-abiding and so disciplined. They also tried their best to support the guidelines and ideas of the government. Third, the health care system in Saudi Arabia is one of the best in the world. And there is one more very important point that I would like to share here, that Saudi Arabia and its leadership treated everyone, every victim of COVID-19 with passion, with compassion, with love, with care, and like their own citizen. Okay, so that made it really very special, and the world must appreciate this part in particular.
Well, thank you very
Most
much.
importantly,
Go ahead.
its leadership, life of its citizens, the financial losses, and left no stones unturned to combat COVID-19. And the result is right in front of us.
Very well said. Thank you very much, Asif, for your time. And thank you for coming to our show. This is Frank Islam wishing you a great week, and thank you for watching.
Thank you very much, sir.